Okay, all right, everybody, welcome again. Welcome back. We're here with Achala again, and today she is going to Uttara Ashada Nakshatra and the Beeja mantras. So, Namaste, Achala. Welcome.
Namaste, Beeja. I will just share my screen.
Sure.
Oh fuck! Again, it's not. Oh, it's working now. Okay. So Uttara Ashada Nakshatra, it's the second nakshatra connected with Swadhisthana chakra, the second chakra, the sacral chakra, which is a very important chakra in a way because as this chakra is very much connected with the element of water, it's also connected at the same time with the planet Jupiter, who is the cosmic guru. So this chakra very much stands also for our optimism and our enthusiasm to do things, also our ambition. And I think that this especially ambitious and enthusiastic side of this particular chakra is very beautifully shown in today's nakshatra, Uttara Ashada. So let's start with the mantra for this nakshatra. So the mantra is Om Bham Uttara Ashada Nakshatraye Namaha. Om Bham Uttara Ashada Nakshatraye Namaha. Om Bham Uttara Ashada Nakshtraye Namaha. So the Beeja mantra here is Bham. And there are certain words that are connected with this particular Beeja mantra that this Beeja mantra gives birth to. So first one is Bha, to shine. Even we may remember that even Bhaskara, right? It's one of the names of Surya Dev, who is actually the presiding deity of, not deity, but the planet of that nakshatra. And I really feel that this energy of Surya is particularly strong in that nakshatra because it's the third nakshatra ruled by Surya. So it's like the most mature one, really showing the sun shining in its full splendor. Then it's also another word is bham, to be angry. That's another verb. So I think that anger particularly is actually a weak side of Uttara Ashada Nakshatra, very much. And you can see that very often this ambition, because ambition is also connected with the energy of Mars, with motivation, it very often goes along with certain amount of anger. So these people can be very short-tempered too. And interesting thing is that also Bhumi, the name of Mother Earth, starts with that particular Beeja mantra. Because as we are going to see, even the padas of that nakshatra, they are very, very earthly, and the chakras are very, very earthly energy. And it's very interesting because, of course, Bhumi means also land, it means our country. And it's very interesting because here, especially the last three padas of Uttara Ashada Nakshatra, which are falling in Capricorn, are very much connected with, in a way, this patriotism also. So connection to the land, connection to the country, not always positive. It can be also like negative sort of connection, but country always has something to do in the life of a person here. When Uttara Ashada Nakshatra is activated or in this or the other way, because simply there's this connection with the earth, with our land, with our motherland also. And what I feel is very interesting to note about Uttara Ashada Nakshatra, as we were talking before with Punarvasu, that Punarvasu is a star where Dakshinayana starts, so where the consciousness is descending. So where we need to also put more effort, because it's say that Uttarayan is the time where the blessings of gods are coming to us easily. So it's the blessed time. But Dakshinayana is the time to make effort, to do our sadhana, to put our effort into doing things also. Because also Dakshinayana is connected with Dakshinamurti, Lord, with Shiva, who turned south to give the knowledge. And here in Uttara Ashada Nakshatra, Uttarayan is starting. So also very well-known festival, Makara Sankranti. So when the sun is entering the sign of Capricorn. And it's very special because this nakshatra is very much connected with victory. Its Shakti is invincibility, the power to be invincible, to reach victory. Even one of the padas of this nakshatra is the hidden Abhijit, so the 28th nakshatra. So Abhijit again means this that is unconquerable, which is very hard to conquer. And I've really seen this quality, especially in the people born under this nakshatra. Once they really believe in something, they have this single-minded focus, they just go straight to their goals. And of course, this can be negative because it also depends on which sort of belief system they have. If the belief system is positive, if it's about encompassing everybody, embracing everybody, about love and compassion, then beautiful results can happen. But when the energy is a little bit disturbed, we can even see it in the example of Hitler, where this Uttara Ashada Nakshatra is very strong. We can see that again there's this motivation to go straight to the goal, to be unconquerable, but it's used in a negative manner as well. So it's very also interesting because anartha, so the weak side of this nakshatra, is hatred. So it's also very, very interesting, especially when it comes to Hitler and also other, I think, different, how to say that, people who had like very high positions and were very well known in history. They often had this Uttara Ashada Nakshatra very, very powerful, especially very principled people. So when they were just believing very strongly in something. But sometimes what this nakshatra can also bring is certain lack of tolerance. So feeling like my beliefs are superior and I just know better, right? It's very, very much connected to spiritual ego also. So this feeling like I know better, I'm spiritual, and feeling superior to others as well. Because again, this nakshatra is so connected to these earthly energies, and earth is structure. So earth is structure and also being organized and trying to put everything like in compartments, in boxes, and trying everything to fit our own agenda, basically speaking, which can be again beautiful if used properly with and supported with good amount of tolerance as well. But if not, it can also bring very disastrous results, like in the case of Adolf Hitler. So here we see that this is very amazing nakshatra, because all the energy of almost except the sun, who is the Mahadasha ruler here, are just the second chakra and the first chakra. So first chakra is this earthly energy structured. It's about principles, and it's very, very much also about cutting from something. So saying no to things, like this is the first chakra. Second chakra, on the other hand, is following principles. So saying yes to things, following certain things we believe in. So when these two energies come together very strongly, and if they are not balanced properly, because again, they can be either balanced or not balanced, it shows that really certain lack of tolerance and lack of flexibility can appear as well. So this is one thing which definitely I think is the keyword for that nakshatra: tolerance, to have more tolerance. And as we were talking, I don't remember, I think when we were talking about Jyeshta Nakshatra or Mula, I can't remember now, you beautifully said, Dr. Paiji, that always the solution for the nakshatra, the key is in the nakshatra right opposite to it, right next to it. And Punarvasu is actually very tolerant nakshatra because it's ruled by Jupiter. So tolerance is a very powerful quality here. Even Ram was born under Punarvasu nakshatra, and he has this quality of tolerance and compassion. And I also found out that also every second nakshatra, which is Sampat nakshatra, is also bringing certain solutions and certain hints as to where should we follow to resolve certain issues. Because I always explain it to myself like that, like Einstein said once, that the problem can never be solved from the same level on which it was created. So let's just try to go one level higher, and there is Shravana. And Shravana is for empathy, for hearing, for listening to our environment and being tolerant as well. So I really feel that this tolerance is something to work on when it comes to Uttara Ashada Nakshatra. But otherwise, it's a beautiful nakshatra for achieving our goals and going straight to the goal. So that's all for me, Dr. Paiji.
It's again very, very profound, I would say, Achalaji. The way you describe things, it really goes very deep inside, and it forms a foundation for many of us, because this is kind of very reassuring. If you can see, most of the chakras which are connected to this nakshatra are predominantly, you see, it's Mooladhara and Swadhisthana chakras, which are over and over again. I think at least 3 times it's Mooladhara and 3 times it's Swadhisthana, or 4 times it's Swadhisthana. So it's a very, 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 very grounding nakshatra. At the same time, the and because you mentioned about how it is connected to the bhumi or the earth, and the shakti of this nakshatra is called as apradishya shakti. Apradishya means giving an unstoppable or permanent victory. And this the desire of this nakshatra is to gain victory, and that can never be lost. So that is again, you can see the reassurance now. We're speaking about Uttara Ashada Nakshatra, it's ruled by sun, and you can see the sun, the setting sun is straight on coming on my face. It's a very beautiful nakshatra that we're talking about. And one of these nakshatras, if you see the symbology which is connected to this nakshatra, is the elephant's tusk. The teeth of the elephant, the big tusk. So it again shows dominance and prominence in the society, because when you look at the elephants actually decide the leader among the pack that they go in, the group that they always have, depending on the color and the texture of the tusks, because they choose the king based on the tusk, how big the tusk is, and what is the color of the tusk, and how so that is a significance of royalty for the elephants. And that is showing the sun qualities that this nakshatra is ruled by. And this nakshatra, the varna of this nakshatra is Kshatriya. So predominantly it is all about really fighting for a cause, fighting for stability. And the Trimurti principle here is Shiva. So again, you can see it is not it is winning, but at the same time to re-establish the system back. Because Shiva is somebody who dissolves, dissipates the thing so that he can really settle the issue for you. So this is a very beautiful nakshatra. And one more point I wanted to mention is the animal. The yoni of this nakshatra is very unique because it's a male mongoose. And surprisingly, there is no counterpart for an Uttara Ashada. There is no female counterpart, because every nakshatra you see, there are 27 nakshatras. Each of the 26 nakshatras are paired to a male and a female yoni or a female animal. But unfortunately, there is no pair for Uttara Ashada Nakshatra in the system that we're talking about. So this one is kind of the odd one out. And somebody beautifully said, when you become the ultimate winner, then only you can be standing. You cannot have somebody else who's standing. And that's why this nakshatra has nobody else who's standing with it, or it doesn't have a counterpart. Because a winner on the battlefield always stands alone. So he eliminates all his competition and he stands alone. And this is something that you can see with this nakshatra. Is they're very, very independent, they're very, very determined, they're very, very sincere at the same time. Because this is the purushartha of this nakshatra is moksha, is liberation. And the deity is Vishwadevas. Vishwadevas are, they are a group of gods. And you can see most of the qualities that you see in Uttara Ashada is a mix of many of the deities that you see, because Vishwadevas have all the preceding deities, whether it's Agni, which is Indra. Vishwadevas are all the universal gods put together. So these are multi-talented, very skilled in if it is warfare, they're very skilled in warfare. If they're very skilled in any activities that they do. So that is Uttara Ashada. So Uttara Ashada has got a very unique.
Very idea. And when I think about it now, and all the people I know, especially when they have Venus in Uttara Ashada Nakshatra, it's really like they are very alone in life, actually. And especially to find this compatibility, it's very hard for them in a way. And it's very strange sometimes, because they can be very beautiful people, very attractive, very intelligent, skilled, everything, but they just really stand alone. It's very, very particular quality of this nakshatra. And even when you say it about this elephant tusk, I just remembered, because this nakshatra is connected to Ganesha also.
Ganesha, yes.
And it's so interesting, and such a dark humor also, I would say, in a way, that Hitler himself, he was using the sign of swastika, which is connected to Ganesha too. And
yeah.
to Brown.
The Om is, yeah.
Yes, he was just using this sign completely in the opposite way. And even I think that somewhere there, close in the sky, maybe closer to Shravana Nakshatra, falls a bit deeper, which is Saptarishis also, and which is creating the actual sign of swastika, also natural one on our sky. So
Beautiful.
these are really beautiful things.
Yeah.
And one more thing that I forgotten to add, which I also found very interesting with Uttara Ashada people, that it's true that when they have this goal, they have a lot of motivation to fulfill it and so on. But very often, as long as they don't know their right goal and their right, how to say, direction in life, they can literally go like very lazy in life, I would say, but not even lazy, like they would just do nothing. I'm saying because I know exact friend of mine, he has 4 planets in Uttara Ashada, but he's still very young, so he didn't found this goal yet in his life, and he literally does nothing in life, you know?
Oh, okay.
So his whole life is drinking coffee and reading newspaper. So it's really
That's,
very, very interesting because it's a Muladhara chakra, right? So it's also stagnation. When
yes.
this influence is strong, they can really get stagnated. Yeah.
And because there's another point that I wanted to make, Ashalaji, before I forget. I think I've said this in many of the videos that I do when it comes to Uttara Shada, is because you mentioned the connection with Lord Ganesh. And Lord Ganesha, he wrote the Mahabharata, and Vedavyas was reciting to him. And if you can see, if this is Lord Ganesh, and then you see the next nakshatra is Shravana, it's all about hearing and listening and writing. So I've seen many authors who can come from this nakshatra, very profound authors who are, prolific writers who can be associated with this nakshatra, because Ganesha was told to write, and once he started writing the Mahabharata, and he had told Vedavyas that, if you stop reciting, I will stop writing. So that was the pact that they had. So Vedavyasa went on, narrating the story of Mahabharata, and Ganesha never stopped. He just kept on writing, making notes. So
Mm.
these are some of the things. And one more thing I want people to really focus on is focus more on the yoni. When I'm saying the yoni is the animal, and the traits of the animal are very key in defining a nakshatra. Now, when you look at a Uttara Ashada Nakshatra, and you see the animal is the mongoose, the male mongoose. Now, if you really watch a fight between a mongoose and a serpent or a snake, you would see the mongoose is very clever. It just keeps dodging every time the snakes, tries to hit on it, or or use his fangs to hit. And every time it does that, the snake gets tired and tired, because it does it 10 times, 12 times, 15 times. And then he's just dodging, he's just moving, right? He doesn't come in the picture. He's not attacking. He's just defensive. And when he realizes that one moment, when he sees that the snake is completely tired now and is really confused, with one blow, it just knocks off the thing and then grabs onto the neck of the serpent, and that's the end of the serpent. So basically, these people have this ability and perseverance and patience to wait for the right opportunity. And one of them who comes to our mind, which is is Muhammad Ali, the boxer, the boxer Muhammad Ali. He never used to let go of his thing, and the opponents will try to punch him, but then slowly he'll wait for the right opportunity, the weakness, and then one blow, and the opponent is down. That's ultimate victory. Game over. That is the nature of Uttarashad. They want to wait for that opportune moment to make the right strike. So I feel when you talk about nakshatras, we have to go deeper into understanding the deities, and understanding the nature of these animals as well. That will give you some greater insights of these nakshatras.
Definitely.
So do you want to add any more, anything else, Ashalaji, that you wanted to add to Uttarashada?
I just thought about once more about this Shakti, which is Shakti of invincibility, also of Uttarashada, so being invincible, untouched, also in a way, and what I noticed several times that especially on emotional level, these people can tend sometimes to barricade themselves and their emotions. It's like they don't want to be reached, so they are creating this shell around themselves. And sometimes this actually manifests on outer level, so actually their immune system may suffer. But what I noticed, what is very, very amazing, and I actually noticed this with 2 people already, is because this is the Shakti of invincibility, and especially if Uttara Ashada and Jyeshta both are somehow activated, because these are like very warrior nakshatras, we could say. And what is important for a warrior? Warrior is always wearing some sort of shield around himself. And what is fascinating, I really noticed this with 2 persons already, and I would definitely encourage different astrologers to look if they have such a case. That person can literally develop psoriasis also with that nakshatra being active, because there's like a shield, right, created on their own skin, because they just want to protect themselves and their emotions. So especially these 3 nakshatras, Jyeshta, Purvashada, and Uttarashada, I really found it that if there are some strong connections there, that this thing can happen too. So like an artificial shield is created by their own body in many different manners. So, very interesting thing about Uttarashada.
Excellent point. I think this is a very great point, Achala. But thank you very much for doing this discussion and the Beeja mantras for Uttara Ashada. And I really want to thank you again. Always grateful for you coming down and sharing this with us. So we will
Thank
see
you.
you
Bye.
tomorrow again. So namaste.
Namaste.